ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast, the live stream edition. Suck it, suck it, suck it. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door. Talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you and showing you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes, and joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are we doing tonight, Belle?
You know what? I'm having a great evening now. How are you tonight, Scott?
I'm good. What T-shirt are you wearing tonight? Show everybody. Look at the camera and show everybody.
I lost another bet, guys.
There is no losing of a bet. Juno's going to make a huge comeback, and you're going to be able to say, well, you know what? I was wearing the T-shirt at 14 cents. All right, true believer. Same reason I'm wearing AMP. Here at the podcast, we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about, bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo, no longer acceptable. Time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto. Welcome to the podcast. And again, thank you. As we are more or less doing a reset, and I'll get into all that. I thought it was perfectly acceptable to reset everything, including what we wear. I like to dress up, by the way. I do it for you guys. It doesn't like it. It's not like it gives me any additional credibility. I just appreciate the time that you spend with us, and I'd like to look my best while doing it. But we're kind of transitioning again. I bounce all around, man. Crypto is rough, and crypto broadcasting is incredibly rough. But something happened today that I saw it that pretty much freed me up. It really just opened my eyes that I can do what I want, say what I want, because I don't do this for money. And if you're not doing this, Belle does. I don't. But when you're not doing this for money, you don't really care who you make happy, who you make sad. Doesn't really matter. Not that I don't like views. I do. That's how we justify the time that we spend doing this. But that I don't really care who I piss off. And I don't care who I piss off because that is, that's internal monetization. The more they hate you, the more they thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, all this other good stuff, the more money that you make for their efforts. And it's been that way in broadcasting for as long as there's been broadcasting. It's always easier to piss people off than to make people happy when you're trying to be honest about it. So with that, I've just decided, hell with it. I don't care who I piss off. What are you going to do to me? That's the thing, man. What are you going to do? You going to deplatform me? Go ahead, man. I'll be up on a cache tomorrow. There's nothing you can do to really stop the show. So, and we're clearly not sponsored by anybody except for live reads and crap sponsors that I dream up. So yeah, I mean, it's freeing in a way. It allows you to kind of do whatever you want, and I'm going to illustrate that right now. Cosmoverse23. I have been following the broadcasting. I've been checking out the replays. I've been following along. I've been doing this so that you don't have to. And I'm going to take a little bit of a different position than I think pretty much anybody in Cosmos will take. And I considered the entire thing absolutely god-awful, terrible, what the hell were you thinking optics. It was bad. Not the speeches. The speeches are canned. All right, man, look, and you can hear these anywhere. It's the same things that people have been saying for a year on every damn live stream that they get on, every Twitter space that they're on. It's the same message. Nothing's changed. So I'm indifferent to the messaging. What I despised, what I hated, what really pissed me off more than anything else is all the pictures of the good food and the good times and the parties and everything else that you guys had going on over there. And let me show you why. This right here is why. All right, guys, look, that's Osmosis. That's the DEX. That is the one to rule them all. And that is its all-time low, which it just hit 2 goddamn hours ago. And for some reason, while your token is bleeding flat, why millions of dollars are fleeing this space, why everybody is up in arms, your idea was to put on a Roman armor and a Roman costume and get up on that stage and tell everybody how good things are. If there was ever more of a let them eat cake moment in crypto than that, I don't know what it is. But I do appreciate the metaphor, because the Romans, they stood strong too until they absolutely and utterly collapsed. They were there one moment, and then the next one they weren't. And you are literally looking at it happening right there in front of you as that thing bleeds and bleeds and bleeds. You party, party, party. You eat good. You stay in. I didn't see any pictures of the rooms, but I got a hunch they were not bottom floor, if you know what I mean. So while you are out there and having the time of your life and getting everybody motivated to join you on that, not in person because none of us can fucking afford it, but while you are out there having the time of your life, your Dex is bleeding flat and it's taking out everything with it. And for some reason, I didn't hear that in any of the speeches. Is this just what it is? You get out there and you simply will not address the price. You understand that we're investors. All right? We're not in the in crowd. We're not part of it. We are investors. And while you were out there having the time of your life holding a bullshit conference that you could have held over Zoom, but while you were doing all of these things, this is your token. And for some reason, everybody finds that acceptable. I'm curious what the mindset is, and please comment if I've got it wrong. Please drop it in the comments, guys. Look, Ben, I'm not an army of one here. If I got it wrong, please tell me how I got it wrong. But just because the slick car salesman is wearing a nice suit doesn't mean he's not going to sell you a piece of shit car, and that is a piece of shit car. And how can anybody sit up there and defend this? How can you defend this over the years that this thing has been up and bleeding? Your all-time low was 2 hours ago. Please explain how this is good for me, how this is good for the ecosystem, how this is good for Cosmos. Please explain it. Now, as I mentioned, and by the way, guys, I'm going to get real tight tonight. I'm not on call. I got a brand new full bottle of a very good bourbon here, and I'm not going to apologize for indulging. You guys have been to the show before. You know what we do. So with all of this and the last minute bomb, which I'm sure we will discuss in depth because you got to be asking about it. Surely somebody's going to ask that question. Should Stride merge with Atom, and how this is going to be such a good idea and so good for the ecosystem and all that. What are you thinking here? I mean, I'm serious. I got to ask. Now, we were discussing this a little bit on the Discord. Guys, look, we're staying current. All right, you're welcome. Round of applause for staying current. If there's one thing that Cosmos gives us, it's plenty of drama and plenty of things to talk about. I got to ask on this one, though, guys, what the hell are you thinking? What are you thinking? One, anything I'm about to say is going to be filled with an incredible amount of bias. So please take that as such. One, I despise LSDs. I absolutely despise LSDs. They are time bombs. That's all they are, is 100% time bombs. It is magic internet money, and that's all it is magic internet money. We already saw this with Terra. How did it work out for Terra? How did it work out? Because crypto has such a goddamn goldfish memory that we forget that we already went through this and that it didn't work out real well last time. I didn't see it coming. I got buried in Terra. I see this one coming, and I have no part of it. None. My Atom holdings is only what I can day trade. That's it. I'm cash in the morning, and I am cash at night. If I think Atom's going to make me $50,000, $100,000, then I'll buy in. But if it won't, if there's something that's coming up, I am absolutely avoiding this like the plague. I have zero staked. So as far as the governance goes, I don't care. The cartel is going to carry this however they want this to be carried. But it really makes me wonder, who is going to be, who's this going to work out well for? Who is this going to benefit? Because it's not the investors. Very few things that Atom does actually benefits the investors. They subsidize people making videos. They subsidize people building tools. They subsidize people doing anything, but generating revenue. That's who they subsidize. So as far as them pulling in Stride and now all of a sudden, no, it's under the hub. It's better now, and now Atom can control it. Are we in DeFi or are we not in DeFi? D of DeFi stands for decentralized. So what good is it going to be, and how does it benefit the very ethos of Atom, of DeFi, to start concentrating all of these things into one governing body? And that's all it is. The top 10 validators control this entire ecosystem. They can vote whatever the hell they want to vote, and they will get it through, period. So what benefit is it to anybody out here to give them more power, more authority, give them more reins to hold on to decide how this is going to go? Because the way it's gone over the last 180 days is this token has shed 50% of its value, over $1 billion. Gone. 6 months. And you think it's a good idea? You think this is the way, is to give them more control and more authority over the ecosystem, including something like the landmine field that is LSDs? How is this going to work out well for anybody? So, again, we were entertaining it. Now, this is my opinion, guys. What the hell do I know? All right, if I was smarter, I would be a better public speaker. But how does this benefit anybody aside from the folks at the top and the people who regularly go savage on this chain, meaning all the people that you pay constantly to maintain it? Because if you are paying them constantly to maintain this and it costs so much to run validators, I know we have 3 of them and we've never sold a token on any of them, but it's so incredibly costly to run them that of course they need to make $100,000 to $150,000 a month, which I'm going to guess they ain't holding an atom. Why would they? What would be their incentive? So color me jaded on this, but I have a little bit of a problem. Now, my biggest problem from this, believe it or not, it's not even that. But my biggest problem is that this is are you guys are they chatting it up, Belle, or am I just talking to nobody tonight? I'm happy to go either way. But
you've got 16 to 17 people watching. So
okay. Let me tell you my ultimate big problem with this is that it sets a god-awful precedent. That's what it is it sets a terrible precedent. Personally, now this is me. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't think Stride is doing what they think it was going to be doing. I don't think that it's valuated correctly. I don't think any of those things. I think they are deeply underwater. And a real good way to save this, plus to save the face of the Cosmos, because Cosmos was so behind this, is to make sure that this thing doesn't crash and burn. What better way to make sure it doesn't crash and burn than to freaking buy it? That way you can keep your dirty laundry all to yourself. But this sets a terrible precedent, because if the clique goes along with it, if the investors go along with it, if everybody goes along with it, what's to stop them from merging with other chains? It's not like there are chains out here in the cosmos that do nothing, which is effectively 90% of them. But what's to stop them from shaking hands, making the deals, and saying, you know what, we got to absorb Dig. Dig has been languishing for a long time. Wawa, how can we let this just vanish? It means so much to the entire ecosystem. If Wawa goes under, it's a black eye in everybody. So of course we're going to absorb them. What would stop them from doing all of these things? And I know what you're saying. I understand it. No, that would never happen, because that would be ludicrous. That would be a bridge too far. It's only a bridge too far until that first bridge is crossed. And now it's just the next bridge. This is how a decentralized ecosystem becomes centralized. This is how all of the power, the authority, and the money ends up in the hands of a few people, and everybody else out here is on your own. Now, smart money, my money, is not in Atom anymore. Gone. The only reason I'm addressing it, and the only reason that I care about it, is because there are 2 chains on here that I am heavily invested in, and it's very important to me that Cosmos maintains a semblance of normalcy. And I think you guys know what chains those are. That's Akash and that's Jackal. It's very important to me, because this is where they live. That we don't destroy the entire neighborhood, because then the ones that I'm heavily invested in, the businesses, the ones that provide a product and receive a payment for that product, Very, very simple. I can't have the black eye affect the chains that I am heavily invested in. Look, man, you guys add them, people, man. You guys want to vote? Vote. You want to stake? Stake. You want to do your thing? Do your thing. I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. But just because I'm not a 6 or a 7-figure Atom person anymore doesn't mean that I still don't have an opinion and I'm going to express it. I think that this is god-awful. Now, they're going to come at it. If they want this done, they'll get it done. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. They will go, they're already paying content creators to make sure that the message is put out correctly. And I understand, oh, Scott, you're being paranoid. Nope. I've been in politics a long time, and I know it when I see it. They're absorbing the right content creators to make sure that the correct message gets pushed out, to make sure that you know that this is in your absolute best interest, period. They'll be vague. They will be roundabout, and they will just make sure that you know enough. Token go up. Because everything else that they've done up to now has certainly made token go up. Anyway, guys, that's my monologue. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Osmo has not hit a new all-time low, but it's been at least 2 hours, so who knows? Maybe that'll come back. And by the way, that would be the best thing, is have them buy up Osmosis. Man, that would be, honestly, that would be the only way I think Osmo could get out of their current predicament, is have them be bought out and spin it as this is a good thing for everybody, because that is a flawed model. It has been. Eric Astrovault was absolutely right a year ago. I wish I would have saw what he saw a year ago. I saw what he saw 9 months ago when I vacated, but those 3 months, man, that was a big deal. It really was. So we got a fun show tonight, guys. Believe it or not, we got an interesting show. It's not just going to be me hemming and hollering and slamming the desk. I found a way to actually do what I do and be able to show it to you guys without having to sit behind a VPN. So we are going to show you how I earn. That's it, because I'm not earning in Cosmos. Bell, questions, comments, concerns, and we do have a live read. So we have at least one new live read. So hit me. You got about 2 minutes.
First comment coming in from Stephen Douglas. I knew Scott liked to dress up when he said he was a huge Rocky Horror fan.
I am a monstrous Rocky Horror Picture Show fan. I could quote the movie from start to finish, all the way through, every line, every ad, everything. I'm a total geek, just 100% Rocky Horror Picture Show geek. But for what it's worth, I also go to live screenings of The Room. I put on my tuxedo, and I actually go to live screenings of The Room. I just love bad movies, man, and Rocky Horror was awful. Carry on, Bell.
All right, you already answered the question from Bud of what do you think of Stride wanting to burn all tokens and be bought out by Hub.
Okay. What else you got, Bell?
Microman, absolutely right. Top quality rant. The Cosmos was the great white hope. Now all we can do is watch as it shits the bed and those assholes party.
Oh, man. Please, just, if I'm off base here, if this is just how it is in the crypto world or the young crypto world, please tell me. But if my token that used to be, if my DEX that used to be valued at about $1.5 billion is now sitting there under 100 million, and my token hit an all-time low, that the thing for me to do is not put on a Roman costume and get up there and say all is well. I mean, if I'm missing this, if I'm off base here, please let me know. Bell, carry on. One more, and we got to do the read.
The Better 101. Look at XCN. Lost 96% of my money in 6 months, and it's on all major exchanges.
Okay, I'll take a look. I'm not sure. What are you trying to sell me here, dude? You trying to sell me the token? If I don't own it, odds are good I'm not interested in it, but I will certainly take a look. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies. Yeah, so, okay, guys, look, with that, as you know, we make dick for money here on the channel, and this is how Bell gets paid. So Bell has to go out and find us. They're kind of off the cuff. They're probably not products that you're deeply familiar with, but they pay us. We get paid money to talk about these things. So let me ask you something, friends. Can you tell me about cryptocurrency? Huh? Can you? What it is, what it does? You can't? Well, let me tell you. There is only one real cryptocurrency, and it's called Power Bottom. Power Bottom. What what does it do? What doesn't it do, friends? Will it make you a better lover? It will. Will it make you taller? Yes. Yes, it will. How can this cryptocurrency be better? There's only one way, and it's called Power Bottom Extreme. This is Power Bottom Part 2. If you thought Power Bottom was good, and it is, Power Bottom Extreme is even better. If you are looking for a cryptocurrency that does everything and nothing at the same time, just look for Power Bottom and Power Bottom Extreme, available everywhere and nowhere. You simply suck if you don't have this cryptocurrency. But friends, don't take my word for it. Take the word of everyone's favorite movie surgeon, Alan Alda from MASH. Alan says, quote, "It's really good," end quote. You see, friends, Hawkeye says it's really good. So what are you waiting for? Become you Bell, you really need to become a power bottom. Power bottom. And if that isn't enough, become a power bottom extreme, just like Alan Alda. Friends, we will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. All right, I looked up your XCN on the break. Is this the token that you're talking about, XCN? Because this, baby, this seems a little bit memeish to me. Now, I didn't go to their website. I did take a look. That does not inspire a whole lot of confidence. Look, I'm even going to give it a downvote. But here's what I want to know. Who are the 80% of the people that hold this token that are giving it an upvote? Who are the 80% of the people here that are thrilled that this thing went from 18 cents, as you can see it? Who's happy that this went from 18 cents to a whole bunch of zeros in front of it? Guys, this is crypto, all right? This is DYOR. This is actually look at some of these things objectively. Everybody gets smoked, man. It is crypto, and there are a lot of shysters out there. There's a lot of hucksters out there, and a lot of people that are just happy to part you from your money. And when you run into those, this is what you get. So yeah, man. Look, I'm sorry for your loss, but this again, man, it's crypto, and until people start fundamentally understanding real basic economics, real basic business, and try to get away from the thrill of quick wealth and all that other good stuff that comes along with every Amway salesman you might ever meet, you're going to keep getting smoked on these things, man. It is what it is. We do our best to try to we're not influencers. Clearly, we're not influencers. All right, that's not our MO, man. Look, I talk about the things that I invest in, why I invest in them, where I see the advantage of, but I'm in no way advocating for you to invest in these things. You guys have to understand me, and if you're new to the channel, you have to understand that my risk tolerance is massive, massive. And even for somebody like me who has massive risk tolerance, 90% of the cryptos out there I absolutely will not touch because they're not businesses. They're not businesses. All right, a business is something that offers a product that somebody pays for. A business is something that has a sheet of paper here that says income on one side and expenditures on the other side. And as long as income is higher than expenditures, then they stay a business. But for some reason, because this is crypto, the laws of economics don't seem to apply, but they do. And ignoring the laws of economics does not mean that you can ignore the results of ignoring the laws. And when you try to, you get something like this. You get something exactly like this that hit its all-time low 23 days ago. I get it. I do, man. Bear market, everything's down. But you see, it's not. It's not. There are gems out there. There are businesses out there. You just have to look for them. Hope that answered the question thoroughly. Belle, please carry on.
All right, Deep House Nation asking via a $4.99 super chat, thoughts on BlackRock or JP Morgan investing billions of pension funds in Atom next bull run? I dumped Atom in favor of Polkadot.
I want to say, right, I'm going to give you a round of applause for both the tip that they all go to Bell, man. Look, I don't need your money. But both for that and the decision, dude, because Adam, man, I don't think we've even seen the amount of hell that we're about to see on this as people who have no real vested interest in this continue to make bad decisions on your behalf. So I'm sure it'll be aces, man. I'm sure it's going to work out. Whenever we start talking BlackRock, ETFs, all this other goodness, that this is it. This is what's driving the market right now. This is what's driving it because Bitcoin is a speculative asset. I'm right. All right. I can hear, I can feel your hackles going up right now. No, you don't understand it philosophically. It's real money. It's not. All right. It's a speculative asset. If you want to own something that will truly hold value and that works regardless of the state of society, buy ammunition. It will always have worth. 100%. I've never bought a bullet that was worth less than what I paid for it, man. So if you're going to be going that, go that way. But I absolutely hate the idea of ETFs, man. I do. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be the actual mercenary capital that says he hates the idea behind ETFs because you're going to bury a lot of people, their pensions, everything. You're going to absolutely bury them into a speculative asset that they have no interest in. None. You're going to make the decision on their behalf. I haven't looked into the BlackRock, what size like generic 401k portfolios that they hold, but I'm going to say that it's probably pretty damn substantial. And you are going to be investing people that have no interest in this whatsoever, and your idea is to invest them in a speculative asset because that's what it is. Bitcoin goes up or down as people buy it or sell it. It has no inherent worth. None. It's worth what somebody will give you for it, period. And I'm 100% right on this. You line up your doctors, you line up your degrees, you put them on the other side of this damn screen, and I'm still going to be right. It is only worth what somebody will give you for it, period. It does not generate income. People buying it and selling it, all right? It might as well be a meme. That's right, I said it. It might as well be XCN. It might as well be Doge. It has no value capture. So if the only way it goes up or down is for people to buy it and then sell it, then boom, it has no worth to itself. It's a speculative asset. I don't like the idea of ETFs because you're going to be putting money into a market that is, I've heard the argument. We're early. Well, we're really early. No, we're not. All right. We've been here a while. This market is developed. And what this market has developed has, what it has developed is absolute vultures. And when you start shoving money into here, when these ETFs go live, and I believe they will, but when these things go live, you are putting brand new, newborn capital that doesn't understand what the hell it bought, and you are putting it into a pit with wolves that are going to absolutely go savage on you. 100% savage, because you're buying assets that we paid a hell of a lot less for, and we're going to realize profits. I talk about the Nash equilibrium. I understand, man. It's boring. It goes in one ear, comes out the other. But this is the fundamental nature of investing, is the Nash equilibrium. You and me. Who asked that question, Bo? What was his name, please?
That was wow, hang on.
Oh, Bell. Disappointed.
That was Deep House Nation.
Okay, Deep House Nation. I don't know you. All right? We have nothing to do with each other, except for the fact that we want our assets to go up. Now, we're not working together, but we're not working against each other either until we hit a point where I decide that enough's enough and I start to pull out. Right now, we're all in the boat and we're all rowing the same way. all right, because we want it to go up. But we are not working together in any way, shape, or form. So your strategy, your investment strategy will work, and it's going to become, you're going to see it here when these ETFs go live. It is wonderful, and it works great as long as we all want the same thing. But as soon as I decide enough's enough and I start to sell, if you don't change your strategy based on my actions, I am going to bury you. Now, this is ETFs in a nutshell, because we're going to let it go up. You're going to pour in $200 billion. You're going to just, everything is wine and roses. Oh my God, look at Bitcoin go. And then a couple people are going to jump, and then a couple more, and then a couple more. Now, what is crypto going to do? They'll just sit there and hold it right the hell back from 66,000 right back down to 16. They'll do it because they've never heard of the Nash equilibrium, and they don't understand what it means. Now, the ETF money that's pouring in, we missed. Sorry. But we're diversified enough that the loss is not quite, huge to you. But, it really is. So what's going to happen? I absolutely believe these ETFs are going to go live. I absolutely believe that Bitcoin's going to spike, and then Bitcoin's going to dive as all the people who bought at 16 decide enough's enough, man. We are out. We 3X this thing. I don't believe in this fundamentally or philosophically, how it's going to change the world 50 years from now. I don't care. What I care about is that the $800,000 that I invested in Bitcoin is now worth $4.8 million, and I'm done. Gone. So I see it as a new flock of sheep to shear, and smart money does as well. You know what? I can't say that, Bill. That's almost propaganda, me even saying that. People who think like me see it the same way. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of them, but I don't think it's going to work out the way you think it's going to work out, man. The biggest concern for me is after this, there's no more rounds in the chamber. That's it. This is the last round in the chamber to try to save the speculative cryptocurrency market. And when this does what I believe it'll do, I'm right. This is exactly what's going to happen. After that, it's going to fall back to business fundamentals. People are going to get bored. Dumb money is going to leave or have been wiped out, and then we can actually get to work. So I hope that answered the question, Bell Claire. Carry on, please.
Microman with the last comment for the moment relating to the monologue. It's a Cosmos Central Bank bailout. Crypto is mainstream at last.
There it is, man. Central bank bailout. No. I get it. I happen to agree with that one. All right, guys. So let's take a look what I'm doing here. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little something, even though I'm getting smoked on this one. I leverage trade. All right, this is what I do. This is how I make most of my money. I will do day trading on certain individual coins, but for the most part, I leverage trade, and I leverage trade on market sentiment. So this is DYDX, and you see where it says testnet right here. The only way that I could actually do any of this or show any of this is if I was behind a VPN. I cannot be behind a VPN and live stream at the same time. It's simply not going to work. So what I'm going to be doing going forward is mirroring my trades, my DYDX trades. I'll be mirroring them on testnet so that we can all enjoy the ride and all enjoy Scott doing well or getting absolutely crushed. So this is my last one, and this really broke down. I've been having a good morning. See, I've been writing something called the hot hand fallacy. If you guys are familiar with the hot hand fallacy, any athletes out there, show of hands, you understand what the hot hand fallacy is. It means because you got so many right in a row, you are almost destined to get the next right. Because you made 14 shots in a row, you're almost guaranteed to make the next one. That's called a fallacy. All right, that's in sports. It's in the zone. I was in the crypto zone for about the last week, so I've been completely convinced that I could do no wrong, and I broke down right here. I'm going to show you that very moment where I made this very buy right here. That is just absolutely smoking me on this one. So you can see the cost, the total buy on there is because this is a heavy leverage, man. This is 17.5x. All right, that's a big leverage trade. That means my liquidation point is very, very narrow, both coming down or going up, because I'm right there. That's my liquidation price is 28,440, as you can see right there. So if Bitcoin continues to surge up just a little bit, I am absolutely dusted on this trade, and I'm going to watch 10 grand just go bye-bye. But This is the life of the leverage trader, and this is why I never, ever, ever advocate that you come over and live this world. I can take the loss, and it looks like I'm going to, Bell. I'm just saying, it has a, I don't know what's carrying it right now. Bitcoin should not be doing this, all right? The Speaker of the House of the United States of America was just ousted last night, all right? There is some chaos that's going on. Now, the new guy happens to be very, very pro crypto, but he's also very, very temporary. So it could be a case of buy the rumor, sell the news. I don't know, but I missed the shit out of this one. And right now I am absolutely paying the price on it. So I'm down $1,430 on this particular trade in unrealized losses. But guys, look, this is how I make my money. All right, this is how I really get action, how I really get movement is by doing it with other people's money. But there's an incredible amount of risk over here, an incredible amount of risk. Now, the right move for me would have been to bail right here because I bought right here. That was the very moment that I bought, and you can see that dump that came afterwards. That's the very moment that I should have sold. But I didn't, Bell. You know why? Because I'm right about this one. I don't know what's making it run away right now. There is no particular news that should be shaking this up like this. All right. Again, I'm a market sentiment leverage trader, and I don't see anything so positive going around right now, any particular narrative that would allow this to keep carrying up. This is leverage action right now. That's what this is just a tremendous amount of leverage action options. Everybody's jumping in, going long, 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 and they're going to try to carry this as far as they can. Unfortunately, it's wiping me out. Now, my hope here, by the way, guys, my absolute hope is that the market wakes up. It can go up another every time it ticks up, Bell. I'm just losing my ass here, but I'm not going to realize this loss. I'm just not going to because I believe that I'm right here. I'm going to let it carry on and just hope like hell it doesn't hit 28.4. Now, there's kind of a good and a bad thing here. As Bitcoin goes up, everything basically attached to crypto is going to carry right along with it. So I'm going to be a little bit insulated on this, guys. But this is my fun money. This right here is my fun money. This is the money that I take to buy all the other tokens that I play around with, and I get it here. So, unfortunately, if this goes up anymore, or if Bitcoin keeps going up, I'm going to liquidate at 28.4, and I'm going to be very, very unhappy. Now, Thor did me well a couple times today. Thor has worked out really, really well for me. Rune, that one is, I've kind of been riding that all day, but unfortunately, I did it with my leftover money, so I couldn't do real heavy leverage on it. So I'm basically just buying the token and hoping it goes up. And it has. Thor's had a hell of a day. I've been enjoying this pretty much all day. I've been buying at the right time, selling at the right time. It's been working out. So I'm kind of covered on this. But Jesus, look at that thing go, Bell. Look at all that. All that money simply fly away, guys. So going forward, I will be mirroring my leverage trades, and I will be mirroring them on the test net so that I can show these things to you guys without jumping behind a VPN. I am not advocating that you do this, man, at all. Stay the hell out of this. If you're not familiar with the leverage world, this is what it does to you guys. I'm 31 years old. For God's sakes, look at me. All right, this is what leverage trading does. But all I'm trying to illustrate here is that the crypto world and the financial world and the investment world is a great big world. And the buying, holding this thing right here, one token straight into the account, buying AMP and giving it a thumbs up after what they did to you, I'm not that investor. All right, I'm I go a different way. So yeah, just keep that in mind as you're looking at these things and you see me going up, you see me going down, you see me getting smoked. Just keep that in mind, all right, before we really, really start to commit or say any particular thing. All right, Bell. We are got to come up to a break, and I'm trying to figure out which I'm trying to figure out which live read we have it, who's going to pay us tonight. So I think I got one picked out, unless you tell me something different right this very second, or else I'm going to pick it, Bell. So anybody else that you want to hear? Too late. We are done. Podcasters. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you something, guys. Do you have children? Huh? Do you? Do you want children? Have you ever seen what children will play with? The kinds of games they will create out of nothing at all. Well, have we got a treat for you? And it is a gift to any parent. It is, it is a new product taking the world by storm, and it is called Tom's Big Bag of Glass. Round of applause for Tom. Look, kids, they're going to play with any damn thing they can find, and that includes broken glass. How much fun is it to take a sharp, brittle, amazingly dangerous piece of broken glass and break it even further? But ask yourself, Mom and Dad, do you know where that glass came from? Huh? Do you know who may have handled it before your child? What kind? What? I can never get through these Tom's reads, man. What kind of maniac was infusing that broken glass with, with blood and semen? Well, now, folks, you can put those worries to bed. Tom has thought of that. You see, unlike street and dumpster glass your children might handle, Tom's glass has been sanitized for your child's protection, and Tom personally guarantees that there will be no blood or Tom personally guarantees that there will be no blood or semen on Tom's glass. Look, guys, kids are going to play with dangerous things. We all know this. So why not take some of the risk out of their broken glass play by using Tom's big bag of glass sterilized for your protection? And hey, let's not forget about that podcast coupon code. Hit me, you big silly ass, for a whopping 12% off your entire order. Tom cares about your children, and you should too. So order now and make sure that your children's broken glass playtime is as safe as it can be. And guys, we will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. We gave a round of applause during a live read. I don't even remember when I wrote that, Bell. It was a while ago. My God, I cannot get through that. There is no way. Just the whole idea. I don't have to explain it. I'm sure you understand where I'm going with this. The whole idea is simply ludicrous, but that's what makes it funny. I actually ran that through AI, Bell. I ran that through AI, and I said, tell me what you think of this. And it said, this is petty and juvenile, and you were going for kind of a cheap gag due to the the nature of the entire thing. And I agree. So AI is fantastic. Bell, carry on, please.
Stephen Douglas, how do you know when the BTC ETF pump is going to fall back?
You don't, man. This is what's fun about crypto. Now, I can tell you that I will be leveraged with basically everything, almost every. I'll never go all in. All right, I'm not. Do you know what being spent is? That means that you've put every single. It's going all in. All right, and it's going to work or it's not going to work. I will never ever go all in. I've been investing for a long time, man, and there is no such thing as a sure thing. But when we get enough whiff of this that it's going to go, and I'm not the only one who's going to be doing this. We are going to go absolutely savage over on all of these leverage platforms, and I'm going to spread it out amongst many of them because I'm worried about being able to be paid when I cash out my position. This is going to be bad all the way around because I got pretty good idea what's going to happen when this thing actually goes live. And I'm going to be leveraged to the tits. I mean, all the way up. I'm going to be this. We'll stream it live. All right, we will all sit here and we will look at this screen and many other screens that look a whole bunch like it, seeing all of my money basically on, not all of it, but 80% of my money on the table at one time. Why 80%? Because with 20% of what I have left, I can recover. I can recover in any market. But this is going to be the slam dunk home run. This is me changing the entire thing, and I'm going to be there for that. How do I know when the pump's over? I won't, but I won't be there when the pump tops out. I will have been gone long before that, man, because sometimes, greed is good, particularly in this market, but sometimes enough's enough. It's like, I hit my nut. I'm a disciplined investor. I hit my nut. I got where I wanted to go, and then that's enough. We'll call it good. We'll walk away from it, and we'll see how it looks when the dust settles. This is something that crypto investors simply lack. They don't do it. They don't have the discipline to get out before the top. There's nothing wrong with that. You didn't make as much money as you could have made, but you're profitable. All right, and sometimes that's all that you need. And if there's anything that a lot of investing has taught me, it's get out profitable. You don't have to catch the top; just get out close enough to it. Belle, please carry on.
Deep House Nation, maybe a dark side of the podcast ETF would be a better option. Thanks for the earlier reply.
Dark side ETF. No, I'm almost a plague over here in the cosmos. Oh, I'm sorry, I hiccuped. I'm almost a plague over here, man, because I like to point out reality. I like to say the things that nobody else will say because what are you going to do to me? All right, we're not out chumming for sponsors. We're not doing. We have Tom. All right, we have Big Bag of Broken Glass, so we're good to go. It gives us a lot of freedom to point out reality. And that's kind of the funny thing. So it works for us. It's not going to work for anybody else. This is not my life, man. You know what my life is? Right here. All right, my life is here. My life is here. I'm an investor. I don't get paid to talk about things. I talk about whatever the hell I want, and I make my money in crypto, and I've been overall successful doing so. So, yeah. Anyway, Belle, carry on.
Gustav Smith hitting us with a $20 super chat saying, nice hat, Scott.
Gustav, thank you, sir. I still got the hiccups. That thing hit me hard. That last little I took, it was too big a drink. And I am an executive alcoholic. So if I'm saying that was too big of a pull, that was too big of a pull. I appreciate it. Gustav, we haven't seen you for a while. I can't really say that because we haven't been going live as much. I'm gonna double down on this. I'm gonna double down on everything. Belle is not gonna be joining me every night because she actually has a life, but I don't. So if I want to come on here and talk, if I want to leverage trade, if I want to do any of that other stuff, if I want to tell you how to take other people's money, then that's what I'm gonna do. So that's gonna be us going forward. Love to have you guys join me on this because having people watching actually kind of validates me. It makes me feel better about myself and what I'm doing. But if you don't catch the replays, they're going to be available, man. But we got to go. There's just too much bad information and silly bullshit that goes over here in crypto to ignore a rational position. I like to think I'm a rational position. So anyway, there you go. Belle, carry on.
Last question for the moment coming in from Bud. Scott, do you use ZK Sync or StarkNet at all to try and get airdrops or not worth it to you?
Not worth it to me. I'm not going to begrudge anybody an airdrop, but airdrops were last year. It's kind of funny how they go in cycles. And when somebody's giving you free money like an airdrop, you really have to step back and think, how does this benefit them as opposed to me? And I think it's important not because it's not nice to get free money. Everybody likes free money. If you want to give me a couple $1 million, let me go to work, I'll take it. I won't even ask your motives. I don't care. Thank you for the money. But crypto as a whole, because of how fundamentally misunderstood most of this stuff is. Anytime I see an airdrop, I always look for an ulterior motive. Now, Archway was really, really famous, big airdrop, and then they were starting to geolocate and all that other stuff. So it was I never even claimed it. I don't even know if I have one, but that was kind of like the. In my opinion, that was like the final, that was the final Hail Mary. Let's see if we can generate interest with an airdrop. If it's in your interest, meaning that this is money that you simply don't care about the value of, and you want to leave it staked on chain A, chain B, chain C, or whatever, so that you can get an airdrop that might be worth $70. If that's your MO, man, go with God. All right, knock yourself out. I'm not going to try to talk you out of that, and free money is free money. But I just think most of these ones that are doing airdrops, it benefits them and not you. There's no way I would simply hand over money to you unless I was going to get something on the back end. So I think this is important to all of crypto for people to take a look at these investments, take a look at these things that are promising these crazy, crazy riches. I'm going to pull one up right now because it's kind of going all over the place. If I can find it here, give me just a second, guys. There's a big ass pool over here. I had to clear my cache a couple times, guys. Give me just a second. But there's a big pool that's been pushing around right now, and it's over here on Kajira. By the way, I don't like Kajira. I'm never going to go nuts on Kajira. I have a little bit of money on Kajira, like 10, 20, $30. But it's just to, track things, see how they're going. I don't care about them because I don't think that they quite have, the whole thing feels overall scammy to me. Your closed source, one, that's a big no-no for me. All right. If you're that confident in what you're doing, why wouldn't you show everybody? Why wouldn't you just open it up? You want to mime us, go for it. Knock yourself out. We are simply better because of X or Y or Z. But they don't really do that. Now, a couple of the new pools, let me see if I can find it over here, man. There were a couple that they were really, really pushing over here. This should be suspect to you. All right, if you should be able to look at this right away, see an APR, combined APR of 478%, and say, what the hell are you do you have going on over here, and how does this benefit me? You can't really look at it that way anymore. It's nice to see an APR, but you have to recognize that that is an absolute hook. All right, that is absolute horseshit. And why would they offer something like this at 478% unless it benefits them more than you, period? So it's give me a lot more time to really take a look at some of these absolutely insane APRs, and then I start to look at what they're paired with. USK. Why is all of your value being assigned over to USK? You guys do understand that USK is not a stable coin. It is a stable, curious coin. That means it's not pegged to $1. That means it's pegged to a basket of tokens that include every single thing that you might see over on this DEX, like Osmo, like Local, like like all of these freaking derivatives of Kajira and Kanto and Shade. And is this something that you really want to trust to put all of your money in? Now, for me, I have a big problem with that. Because I spent some time over on Kajira, and the tokens that you're paying me out with are shit that I would never, ever buy myself because they're crap. Why do I want Aqua? Why do I want Kanto? Why do I want these freaking tokens? But for some reason, these are pulled up and given to me because it's such a good idea, and it's so good for me, and it's so good because they only care about you, because they're fully altruistic. I happen to disagree with that. Now, I understand I'm on an island here when I'm not speaking positively about Kajira, but I am not speaking positively about Kajira because I don't see them capturing any revenue. Real yield, that's the whole thing, real yield. Nobody is coming over here to buy from the Rack Legacy USK pool. Nobody is running out and saying, oh, hell, I have to get Rack Legacy. I can only get it on Kajira. I really need to hold that token with $2.16 worth of liquidity in it. Nobody is coming over here to buy these things up, so it makes me ask the question, what do you exist for? Because a DEX, fundamentally, is to swap token A for token B. And there are absolutely zero token Bs that I'm really going nuts for over here. So what would you say you do here? What would you say is your advantage to the investor, to the liquidity provider? Because nobody is using the goddamn thing. Because everybody wants to provide liquidity and everybody wants to catch 478%. But who is running over here to buy Manta, to buy yield Ethereum? Who's coming over here to do this? Now, this is what I'm kind of talking about when we're getting into some crypto and some of the more scammy projects. Fundamentally understanding what the purpose of a DEX is, what the purpose of a DEX token is, and do these pools make sense? Because this is the come on right here. This turns you into the product, not the DEX, not the token. It turns you into the product. The product of all these things are the investor, not the actual underlying fundamental product that you think they're trying to sell you. They are trying to get your money on there so that they because it benefits them, not you. There is, again, no altruism to this. But because we're not a sponsored channel, I could say whatever the hell I want, and this is absolute crap. This is no benefit to anybody but the DEX, so that they can stand on a vanity element called TVL and say, look at our TVL. Of course we're doing well. Look at us killing it. They're offering USDC, Axelar, and USK, and it was a 4-digit APR. A 4-digit APR. And the trade-off was that you have to put in 10% of the USDC Axelar and purchase 90% of the USK to balance the pool because it is that out of range. You got to ask yourself when it comes to something like this, how does this benefit me? It doesn't. It just doesn't. All right, Belle. I didn't want to finish with a rant, but I think it needed to be said. If I'm going to be quoted, I want to be quoted accurately. And I think I made my point very, very well. We're running to the end of this, Belle. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns?
We have one final question from Deep House Nation.
Okay.
I got Jackal in my long-term portfolio based off this channel, so thanks. Speaking of stablecoins, any concern Tether USDT will unpeg?
The last time we saw the big hit, and that was months ago, man. That was 7-8 months ago. I'll pull it up so we can all look together. Freaking Bitcoin, man, still going. I'm getting just. Oh, you know what? No, be nice, Belle. All right, because I'm getting crushed. I'm getting crushed on this short. If it had been long, I'd have been an all-star here. Let's all take a look together. So, when we all had that big hit, and I'm pretty sure we all remember it because USDC wrapped down to about 85 cents, and it was right there at that very moment. I'm sure you guys remember that. When that happened, that's actually not accurate because that was 85 cents, man. Right there that moment, 11 March. Effectively, every stable coin that was out here all depegged at the same time. That included USDT. I don't know what happened. I wasn't looking at USK. I wasn't looking at Silk. I wasn't looking at any of the stable curious tokens because I own a lot of these. I own a lot of stable tokens because I don't trust the market right now. And I'm keeping my powder dry, man. That's it. I'm waiting for the ETFs as the same as everybody else. But when that crashed, it took out everything. Every stable token that I had, anything. It took out Frax. It took out everything. So effectively, every stable token that I had all went down about the same amount. They all absolutely crashed. It went down 50% across the board. It worked out because people were repaying their loans. And it was the first time I started to buy. As soon as it started to recover, I had moved everything over to Atom. everything, millions of dollars over to Atom. And as soon as USDC hit 89 cents, I poured everything back in. Everything, all of it. I was like, nope, they got it. They fixed it. Let's go ahead and get back. And I made 11% on USDC during that mode. So round of applause for all of us. I don't think USDT is going to do anything that USDC doesn't do, man. Look, I'm not going to get into a turf war on big stables like USDC or USDT. I'm not going to get into a turf war on these things. They're going to run together more or less. If one goes, they're all going to go. We've seen this. That's the funny thing, and we seem to forget it, is that we saw it with our own eyes. We were all there. Everybody was there. If you're on this channel, you were there for that. So we all saw this go down, and we remember how it worked out. So the only one that is still a little bit shaky to me is, and I forget the name of it, is the stable token on Tron. That one ran for months depegged, and everybody was kind of cool with it. So that's the only one I'm going to absolutely avoid. You know what, guys? Let's consider this my final thought, unless we have any additional questions. Belle, do we, or are we good?
We're good.
Okay. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. I'm getting my wheels back. All right. We're going to get the live streams back. I'm going to make them better, more active, more involved, and hopefully show you guys how I'm making more money. Today was not a good day, man. It was great this morning, and then this happened. Freaking Bitcoin went up. I misjudged. I still think it's going to be 27.3 tomorrow morning, so we'll find out. That's why I'm not clearing the position. Anyway, consider that my outro. Belle, talk us up, talk us out, guys. I had a wonderful time. For the new folks, please join us next time. I'm going to be going live more often. We're going to get some good information out, I hope. Belle, talk us up, take us out.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joined us this evening, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do sincerely appreciate each and every one of you guys. Again, Deep House Nation and Gustav, thank you guys so much for the super chats this evening. I can actually have dinner tonight. Yay!
Well, it's been a while since
Now, with that being said, we are at the bare minimum going to be on next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. In between now and then, if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to email Scott or myself, Scott at ThePodocasts.com or Bella at ThePodocasts.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our